February 11th, 2019. Welcome to Destination Pro Wrestling. My name is Tony. You guys can follow me on Twitter at TangoWithTango. And guys, we have some really big news. We're going to talk about some reports that came out about Dave Batista possibly considering All Elite Wrestling and what this means for his possible return to WWE. And we're also going to talk about a strange situation that's going on with Tye Dillinger. A lot of people are definitely raising some question marks in regards to what's going on with him. So we got more information on that. And then, guys, I want to let you know that we did recently hit 15,000 subscribers. So thank you so much. 15,000 subscribers. Guys, we've literally just been doing this very seriously for the past month. So the amount of growth that we have seen here on Destination PW has been very insane. And with that being said, guys, I just want to sincerely thank everybody who's been supporting the show. And I also want to give a shout out to all of the people who have gone over from YouTube and followed me on Twitter. It's been really awesome interacting with you guys. We have a lot of cool stuff happening. DestinationPW.com. We got some cool things happening with merchandise and podcasting, and we're really going to build a community here filled with pro wrestling fans. So I'm really excited to bring everybody together. And with that being said, guys, let's just jump right into the news. According to ProWrestlingSheet.com, report came out that Dave Batista was possibly offered a deal. According to ProWrestlingSheet.com, it sounds like Batista might have something in the works, and whether this is WWE or AEW is going to be interesting. Pro Wrestling Sheet reports that Batista is in talks with both WWE and AEW right now about coming into either company. The Animal and WWE are discussing a possible WrestleMania 35 match, but the Elite is another viable option. Batista's WrestleMania match is set to be 50-50 right now, but he also isn't turning away discussions with AEW. And this is really interesting stuff, guys, because with AEW, you guys know AEW is the new thing. It's definitely causing a lot of uproar. A lot of people are getting excited about the possibility of another company who can compete with WWE. And of course, there's a lot of people who love being the Elite and, you know, what these guys have done on the indie scene, which is great for them. I've been pretty excited about AEW, just as I'm excited with Impact and New Japan and AAA. You know, I love pro wrestling. And one of the things about this channel, you guys know I'm not a journalist. I'm not a dirt sheet writer. I don't write articles or blogs or anything. I talk about what's relevant in the pro wrestling world, and I give you guys my opinions, and whether this information happens or does not happen, I think I have some pretty viable points, and I think you guys seem to agree, which is why you guys have been the best fan base ever. And I want you guys to leave your comments and your opinions down below. It's okay to disagree with me. It's okay to agree. You don't have to think I'm the most, incredible pro wrestling analyst. It's not about that. I love this. I love the idea of AEW possibly getting Batista. I also love the idea of AEW basically forcing WWE to really go hard. And what I mean by that, guys, Batista's been pretty outspoken before about WWE. And I don't think Dave Batista specifically wants to go to AEW because it's the newest pro wrestling thing. Obviously, he's got money. He's got all that stuff. But I think, again, I've kind of said this about other scenarios, other situations, and other superstars. I think this is a scenario where Batista could also be listening to offers. I think he could be considering an AEW offer because, again, WWE is the end-all, be-all right now. I mean, if you guys think about it, right now, WWE is still the biggest pro wrestling company. Until AEW starts accomplishing the amount of revenues and the amount of success WWE has, which is very well possible, but in year one, I don't think that's going to happen. But if AEW continues, to make these offers and they start, talking with big superstars, then I think at some point, it's going to make WWE really try harder to not only satisfy their superstars, but also, come out with some really good quality content. It's no secret. Batista has been rumored to return to WWE for WrestleMania. Obviously, they kind of planted the seed when it was SmackDown 1000. They were trying to, kind of stir things up, get people talking about a possible Triple H and Batista match. And, I got to give props here with Pro Wrestling Sheet. They're coming out with this story. It's a big deal. And I don't think a lot of people realize that it is actually a big deal. Batista going to AEW is a huge blow to WWE because Batista is a WWE legend. He's definitely a future Hall of Famer. He's also my pick for the Hall of Fame this year. And I can see AEW making a big enough offer, which would then make WWE also make a bigger offer. Because, again, if WWE's legendary Batista went to AEW, it's a big deal. And it does not look good for WWE to not be able to secure that kind of contract. Again, AEW is a new company. It's not like it's a company written with, like 10 years of experience. So this for me is very, very interesting. And one thing that I want to let you guys know, Batista is working on movies, so I don't expect like a full-time role. I could see Batista doing something very similar to what Goldberg did with the WWE, coming in, maybe even holding the title for a bit. I've heard people say, on Twitter that Batista getting a Universal Championship run would be a stupid move. But right now, WWE has a very hard time finding the next guy to replace Roman Reigns. So perhaps, I'm just saying perhaps, maybe Batista giving some guys a rub, maybe like your Seth Rollins or your, Braun Strowman or whatever, your Finn Balor's. Maybe somebody with this name could probably help some of those guys who have kind of missed the boat a little bit. A guy like Finn Balor, everybody wants to see him win the title. He just lost to Brock Lesnar. Maybe if somehow WWE can fix that by having him take the belt from a legend like Batista. But then again, too, I also understand everybody who does not want to see Batista hold the Universal title. And the whole Batista thing is very strange because you guys know Batista was booed a lot pretty heavily. The crowd was not a big fan of Batista in his last run. And I don't understand that. I mean, realistically, it's something that I don't think it made a lot of sense for WWE to have him the way that Batista went out. I was really uncomfortable with it. But I do like this. And I like this either way that he goes. If he goes to AEW, it's huge for AEW. If he goes to WWE, it's even bigger for WWE. But I don't want WWE to do some recycled bullshit. I want to see WWE go hard. I want to see WWE really give people every bang for their buck. AEW is this new company. We're all excited about it. One of my issues that I'm having with AEW right now is I was trying to buy tickets for Double or Nothing, and that whole process was a mess. And that's part of the growing pains. And this is their first show under the AEW umbrella. So, things that could make me feel a little bit better about the company, obviously acquiring big talent. Okay, and on to our final story of the day, guys. This one's really interesting. This came straight from Twitter. There was a person who tweeted Ronnie Arnelli, which, guys, if you guys don't know who that is Tye Dillinger. He completely changed his Twitter handle a while ago. He's no longer Tye Dillinger on Twitter. But this fan asked him, would you go back to NXT if it would be possible? And I had to give you guys my opinion on this story because a lot of people don't know about this. But Tye Dillinger responds with, tried. And that's it. And this is a very interesting Twitter remark because I think Tye Dillinger is a great talent. We've seen him do some really good things in NXT. Even on the main roster, I feel like from what we've seen, we've shown that he is a good athlete. He's really good on front of the camera, but I don't think WWE, this is the issue. WWE has way too many people signed to their company. And Tye Dillinger, he's somebody that would absolutely kill it on the independent scene. He would kill it in companies like Impact. He would do very, very well in a company like All Elite Wrestling because his character and his persona and what he embodies as a superstar doesn't really belong in WWE. I'm being honest with you guys. But I don't think what he's done is a failure because he's making a boatload of money. The fact that people love Tye Dillinger, regardless if he's a world champion or not, regardless if he's a midweight, like a U.S. title holder or intercontinental, regardless of all these things, I think he is so good that he's already won. He's already become successful. But then part of me thinks, hey, this guy has qualities that would make him a world champion. Somebody who can go to Impact Wrestling and have a kick-ass main event with, Johnny Impact. That is something that comes to my mind. Now, whether or not this actually happens, guys, who knows? I don't know his contract situation. I'm not looking for his contract situation. I'm not a news reporter. I'm a fan who loves to give my opinions on things, and this sucks. This is a big miss. And the reason why I say this is a big miss, NXT is the one brand by WWE that closely resembles the independent scene. It's a little bit more freedom. It connects with fans in a different way than the main roster. And I think the way NXT is presented fits Tye Dillinger. Tye Dillinger could easily be an NXT world champion. I can see him in a situation against Tommaso Ciampa. I could see him against the Garganos, the Keith Lees, and that's what makes Tye Dillinger so good, is the fact that like I can see that stuff happening and it's not happening. And it doesn't shock me that he's requested to go back to NXT. It just shocks me that Vince McMahon has not already made this happen. And look, like I said, he's successful the way he is, regardless if he's on TV all the time. But as much as I love the character of Tye Dillinger and everything that he does, I think he just fits NXT. And honestly, shame on WWE. You have some really good talent. As a fan, I want to see some of this talent. They don't all have to be world champions, guys. I've said that a million times. Your favorite wrestler might want to be a world champion, but this guy doesn't have to be a world champion. He could do good just being on TV, and we don't get that with Tye Dillinger. So let me know what you guys think today. We've had a lot of cool stuff, happening in the pro wrestling world. I will see you guys tomorrow here on DestinationPW.com. My name is Tony. Follow me on Twitter @TangoWithAngo, and I'll see you guys soon.